Hello, my dear UPSC aspirants. Welcome you all to Sindhuja's daily news analysis. First and foremost, wish you all a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the day of Christmas. So, today we will be going to analyze the editorial first important topic, that is something related to the topic India's foreign policy. Let's discuss on this. So, India's foreign policy, inside that we have to discuss about Modi 2.0 or 2.0. So let's discuss about the foreign policy during Modi 2.0 or 2.0. See, foreign policy during the first time of the Modi government did extremely well. There were hardly, if any, some drawbacks, like across the board, starting with the idea of neighborhood first policy and the idea of building strategic partners. See, Prime Minister Modi ji and his personal approach towards reaching out to different stakeholders yielded huge dividends. Thus, one might be attempted to think that Modi 2.0 would be more of the same. But it is believed that PM Modi ji will not sit on his laurels and will hit the ground running and come up with new ideas and initiatives in terms of engaging all the countries that are concerned and in terms of making India's foreign policy an integral element of domestic economic development and growth. Thus, we can see some new initiatives being taken. For the first 100 days, the focus area should be towards meeting the immediate challenges that India confronts. For example, India's import of oil from Iran. When the Iranian foreign minister visited India and met his Indian counterpart, Sushma Swaraj, the latter said that the call on extending the import of oil from Iran would be taken by the new government. Now that new government has been elected and will be soon sworn in, this would be the first immediate challenge to be addressed, because there also has to be a great impetus provided to the economy of India. So when we see, as far as the economy is concerned, low energy prices and energy security is important for India. India must always ensure peace and stability in the Middle East and in West Asia. From Iran, India is not only getting lower prices, but also getting some other benefits like terms of payment, attractive prices on insurance, attractive price on shipping. Also in that region, India has about 8 to 9 million of its population residing. Thus, the security of these people are important, and the remittances received from them are also important. Now, how India deals with the USA? This is because the USA is applying a lot of pressure on regional players. Now, is the US-Iran conflict the biggest challenge which India faces in the short term? See, in the first 18 months of Modi ji's first term in office, oil prices had fallen from about $109 per barrel to about $75 per barrel. Thus, in the situation of rising prices, India's position is that they are unable to import any more from either Iran or Venezuela. Now, regarding the assertive policy that Pradhan Mantri Modi ji has taken towards countering terrorism, Pradhan Mantri Modi ji will have to demonstrate and get an endorsement from the SCO, that is Shanghai Cooperation. Now, moving on to the aspects regarding China and Pakistan, let's focus on that. The border between Afghanistan and Pakistan would also need to be discussed here. See, the Afghani situation and its volatility is increasing. It would be impossible to think of a reapproachment between the Afghan Taliban and the Afghan government. Now, when we consider the opinion of the experts, it will be either the Afghan Taliban or the Afghan government which would rule. Now, the China-Pakistan nexus would also continue as strong as before. Thus, to this extent, one does not seem to visualize any changes in the regional situation. Also, in the case of Iran issue, oil prices are going to shoot up. But India can handle this. But suppose if a conflict erupts in the Gulf between Iran and the USA, India, Japan, the Chinese and the US, then it would result in closing down of the Gulf region. Now, regarding tariff wars, we have to look regarding tariff wars. See, when India is talking about energy availability and the availability of oil, etc., the price is a very significant component. Else, it would create a very big strain in so far as our social and economic stability in the country is concerned. Now, India has not been able to take advantage of the possibilities that the ongoing trade war is presenting it. More importantly, when we consider the GDP growth, as far as US is concerned, it has come down a little less than 1%. And when we compare with China, it has come down by a little more than 1%. So, there are global value chains which are stationed in China that are leaving. This is an opportunity that India should be able to utilize to fill in that vacuum. So far, we have not been able to do this because of our economic system and its not conducive nature. However, India would really need to increase its competitiveness. Now, unfortunately, there has been no significant trade or industrial liberalization reforms that has taken place in the country since 1991. In addition, I think we need to make some structural reforms, whether it be in the agricultural market, land reforms, etc. All these are demanding attention. Further, with the decisive and emphatic mandate that the PM Modi ji has received, the current government is really well placed towards taking action on these issues. Next one, we have to discuss regarding the Brexit situation in Europe. See, Brexit has created serious challenges both for the EU, that is European Union, and for the UK as well. There are already more than a half dozen candidates who are queuing up to replace Theresa May. This is also one of the reasons why India was supposed to have crossed the GDP of Britain. But India's own GDP for the last quarter has come down to 6.6%, whereas it was going above 7% before. Now, we can't ignore what is happening between President Trump and Iran. Even for that matter, the recent decision of selling weapons by the US to Saudi Arabia truly indicates Trump attempting up to the ante. Now, India has a healthy diaspora of people living in the Middle East, which account for a major section of remittances. It is this particular situation that would create a lot more difficulty for us. And Europe is in a sense far away from us. So if there's a deceleration in the economy of Europe, it may not have an immediate impact on India other than a few IT sectors. But attention would have to be given to the immediate neighborhood. Then apart from all these, India could get into difficulties regarding the import of oil, which has an impact on everything else. India does not have any complications as far as dealing with the EU as concerned. Once Britain resolves its issues with EU, we would be able to resolve our issues with Britain separately and that with European Union separately. Thus, this is not going to be a major foreign policy challenge for us. The other challenges that Prime Minister Modi ji would have to overcome is probably that of China. That is regarding the Brexit situation in Europe. Now, so what I would like to conclude out of this is there are a lot of opportunities in front of us as well. The one opportunity before PM Modi ji is that of Maldives. See, Maldives is one country which the PM did not visit for the whole of 5 years till November 2018. When the new government led by President Mohamed Solih was sworn in, Prime Minister Modi would be going to the Maldives. It was known in the month of June 2019 and will attempt at reaffirming and reasserting India's strong interest not only in the Maldives but also our own position as far as the IOR means Indian Ocean region is concerned. This is because IOR has emerged as a bond of contention after the South China Sea. Now, the SCO summit later on in the month of June 2019 would have been an opportunity for the Prime Minister to interact with 4 out of the 5 Central Asian countries. Now, we are currently building connectivities through the Chabahar port. India is also trying to take forward the INSTC, that is International North-South Transport Corridor. Turkmenistan might also be there, as well as the Afghan president might be there. So this would be also the first time after the elections that PM Modi ji would be able to approach the international stage with a reinforced vigor. Okay, so that's all regarding this particular topic. Hope this article was interesting and informative for you. Thanks for watching my video sessions. Stay safe, take care, and wait for the next video, that is part 2 session of daily news analysis, which will be uploaded shortly. Bye, take care.